Good morning, folks. Today is September the 12th. It's a Thursday. It's in the year 2024. I have about 6 books here to review. And the first one is A Severe Mercy by Sheldon VanAuken. Includes 18 previously unpublished letters by C.S. Lewis. And this is a picture of Sheldon VanAuken and Jean Davy VanAuken. And it looks old. And that's because, the price is on the side here. 50 cents. A Bantam book. I don't think they make Bantam books anymore. It's a real-life love story, folks, full of wonder and hope. To Clint, in honor of his 26th birthday, with love from Marker. And then there's a little note, written on a Friday. Mark was up for the summer at Julia's, so life is good. Give love to Becky, with lots of it, Marker. This book was written, copyright 1977, by Sheldon VanAuken. And for Davy, studio, we'll meet again. It won't be gaslit in the lane, but just as gentle, only brighter. And Jack on Aslan's back will sing his glory around these two, one love truth. Old world will give one final crack. Our hearts could not be lighter. Dom Julian, OSB, upon reading the Oxford chapters of this book in manuscript. So, I liked it. The ISBN 0553230697. I liked it. It's a love story for sure. It's a sad love story for those who don't like to cry. But it's a true, hopeful love story. So, yeah, that's on the positive. Okay. Next up, the Mercy Prayer. The One Prayer Jesus Always Answers by Robert Gelinas. Forward by Sky Jathani. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that one right. Looks like that's a reflection of elephants. Maybe something left in the muck. Okay. Lord, have mercy. A raw plea for intervention. The most prayed prayer in the Bible. And a request that God always grants, often in surprising ways. In the Mercy Prayer, Robert Gelinas blends biblical wisdom with penetrating personal encounters and keen insight into familiar stories. The result is a practical guide for receiving the mercy we all desperately need and letting it flow from us into the lives of others. The Mercy Prayer reveals how God's abundant compassion is at the core of his character and was central to the earthly mission of Jesus. The truth that simply praying the Mercy Prayer and anticipating mercy's arrival can soothe a wounded soul and change a life from the inside out. Practical ways to carry God's mercy into the muck and mire of a hurting world, offering comfort and hope in the name of Christ. How you can make the most frequent prayer in the Bible your most prayed prayer. 2. by learning to pray with every breath you take and every beat of your heart. The mercy prayer invites each of us to become a student of heavenly compassion and clemency, to immerse ourselves in it, to embrace the responsibility of seeing all life in view of God's mercy, and to watch as this simple yet profound cry reshapes us and our world. Everybody needs mercy. Margaret Feinberg said, "This book will awaken your heart's cry for mercy and readiness to extend it to others." Scott McKnight said, "Reminds us that God's love is the orientation to life, the air we breathe, and the sky above us." Cover design by Tim Green of Fockhot Studio. Cover photo by iStockPhoto.com. Original package design in 2013 by Thomas Nelson, who has been making books since 1798. The U.S. was a country then. Okay. For other products and live events, visit us at thomasnelson.com. It's in the religion section. Christian Life General, cost $15.99 US. ISBN 978-1-4002-0445-8. Will not read the UPC. Okay. More praise, more praise, more praise. Thomas Nelson is in Nashville, Dallas, Mexico City, and Rio de Janeiro back in 2013. And that's when it was copywritten by Robert Gelinas. Not sure. Okay. And this is a review. For those who sin and those who suffer. For those who suffer because of sin. For those who sin to alleviate their suffering. Lord, have mercy on us. The contents has 8 chapters, a foreword, a notes, and an about the author. Foreword by Sky Jathani. Chapter 1, The Most Prayed Prayer. Chapter 2, Echoes from Eternity. Chapter 3, The Prayer of the Heart. Chapter 4, When You're in Need. Chapter 5, Nothing Less Than a Miracle. Chapter 6, On the Border. Chapter 7, Strings Attached. Chapter 8, Let Us. Notes, and about the author. I did read this. I've read all of these, of course. And I liked the size of the print. I liked the bullets and that they showed us where to go find more information about each of these references. Eastern Orthodox looks a little different than the ones we wear around our necks or see in our Western churches, called a 3-bar cross. Anyways, I put it into practice, and it helped me. Oh, I'm out of pride. Sorry about that, folks. It helped me. I have chronic pain. It helped me to feel better. Not in a curative way, but in a radical acceptance way. And this is how I feel right now. This is what I'm going through. Lord, be with me now. Have mercy. Okay. Next book. Ikigai and Kaizen, Japanese strategy to achieve personal happiness and professional success. How to set goals, stop procrastinating, be more productive, Build Good Habits, Focus, and Thrive by Raymond. What are Ikigai and Kaizen? Everybody wants to know if they are walking in the right path. They want to believe that their footsteps are carrying them towards a life rich with purpose and passion. On your journey to achieve personal and professional success, we'd like to introduce you to 3 crucial Japanese methodologies. Ikigai, the quest to find purpose, meaning, and a true calling in life. Hansei, the art of honest self-reflection. Kaizen, an incrementalist approach to goal achievement. When utilized individually, each methodology is a powerful tool. But when combined together, they can improve your productivity by a factor of 10. Sometimes we all need a refreshing change of perspective. Sometimes we just need a nudge in the right direction toward a more focused, intentional, and fulfilling way of life. So, let's see. Beautiful drawing. Reminds me of the San Diego Japanese gardens. Reminds me of the cover of the book. Copyright 2023 by Raymond. When we have discovered a continent or crossed a chain of mountains, it is only to find another ocean or another plain upon the further side. Little do ye know your own blessedness, for to travel hopefully is a better thing than to arrive, and the true success is to labor. Robert Louis Stevenson and El Dorado, 1878. And a beautiful picture as well. This book is dedicated to my ever-energetic mother. The contents has 10 chapters, an introduction, and a conclusion. Introduction, Chapter 1, Intro to Ikigai. Chapter 2, Defeat Procrastination with your Ikigai. Chapter 3, Intro to Lungehi. Chapter 4, Intro to Hansei. Chapter 5, Intro to Kaizen. Chapter 6, Your First Steps with Kaizen. Chapter 7, Master Your Financial Journey. Chapter 8, A Blueprint for Personal Health and Longevity. Chapter 9, Achieve Harmony in Your Relationships. Chapter 10, Ikigai, Kaizen, and the Meaning of Life. And conclusion. If I have mispronounced any words, that's my own fault because I have not heard them. I'm just going by how they appear to my Western eyes. And I apologize for the mispronunciations, if there are any. This book that's coming up, I feel like I know the author because I've watched her for many years on YouTube. And I'm trying to get my... Oh, I can't take that off. I marked a few pages. Okay, How to ADHD, An Insider's Guide to Working with Your Brain, Not Against It, by Jessica McCabe. Let's move this pile to the side, because this book is hardback, so it's a bit heavier. Let's straighten that puppet. It was copywritten. Oh, that's How to ADHD, all that other stuff. Rodale, New York is the publishers. This book aims to provide useful information based on the author's personal experience and research but is not intended to replace your doctor's diagnostic expertise and medical advice. Please consult with your doctor if you believe you have any medical conditions that may require treatment. Copywritten 2024 by Jessica McCabe. This book is for the curious, the innovative, the wandering, for the project starters, the risk takers, the problem solvers, for those doing too much, and for those who are worried they're not doing enough. For those who do things differently because it's the only way they know how. For the alternate universe version of my past self, who might have made her dreams of going to a university come true if she had stumbled across this book in her community college's library, which she loved. For my mom, who would have had an easier time understanding and supporting me if she'd known what's in this book. For my dad, who may have found himself within these pages. For ADHD brains and the hearts who love them. May this book empower you to be who you are and achieve what you want to achieve. This book has an introduction, a note on language, 13 chapters, stories and endings, wait, one more thing, appendixes, notes, glossary, support organizations as of the writing of the book, acknowledgments, and an index. Let's scoot over just a tad. Okay, introduction, a note on language, chapter 1, how to fail at everything. If you have ADHD, you probably know a bit about this chapter. Chapter 2, how to ADHD. Chapter 3, how to hyper-focus. Chapter 4, how to executive function. Chapter 5, how to sleep. I might need that chapter right now. Chapter 6, how to see time. Chapter 7, how to motivate your brain. And I did not mean to invoke her accent with that one. Chapter 8, how to remember stuff. Chapter 9, how to feel. Chapter 10, how to people. Chapter 11, how to make ADHD harder. Don't need to make it harder. I know what she's talking about there, though. I've read this book. Chapter 12, how to heart. Chapter 13, how to change the world. Stories and endings. Wait, one more thing. Appendixes, notes, glossary, support organizations, acknowledgments, and index. One thing I like about this book, it's got pretty pictures, and it's nonfiction. It's got pretty pictures, and it's nonfiction. And it's got a neat quote to start each chapter or section. You don't write because you want to say something. You write because you've got something to say. F. Scott Fitzgerald. And it's got call-outs to make things easier on ADHD brains. How to book. Experiences, what she's learned. And toolbox, the ending anecdote. Is it a book? Is a book. So here it is. How to ADHD, the book. Note on language. What she prioritizes when it comes to language is accessibility. So many of us has run into issues of access to information, about how our brains work, access to supports we need, access to one another, access even to ourselves and our own voices. There is language that decreases or denies access, which I do not use or allow in my community. Language that attacks, shames, or silences. And she goes on to talk about different kinds of language. But it is a very good book. The next book, is it one book or is it two books? I'm not sure if it's one book or two books. It's 2 volumes. I think I would consider, I'm going to do it as a set of 2. It's by the same author. Andrea Rangel. AlterKnit, the Stitch Dictionary, 200 Modern Knitting Motifs. This is the first volume. StitchOvation, Stitch Dictionary, 150 Modern Colorwork Knitting Motifs. This is the second volume. This is more of what a knitter's subversive-ish Stitch Dictionary would be. This is more fun. As you can see, there's duckies, dinosaurs, hummingbirds, flowers of all different kinds of plants, griffins, horses, pink horses like certain t-shirt logos, crabs. This one's got sheep, swirls, zigzags, hands, or those turkeys. More chevrons, basket weave, different chevron, skull and crossbone. So a little bit different kind of patterns. Swirls. Original, second volume. This one's got a few patterns in it, like a vest pattern, and this is one of the leaf patterns that are within there. Might be a cardigan, I'm not sure. Some leaf, penguins, more leaves, diamonds, suns, and apples. Okay, cost. $26.99, $35 US, and $35.99 Canadian at the time of publishing. At the time of publishing, this one was $28 US and $37.99 Canadian, both by Interweave and imprint of Penguin Random House. PenguinRandomHouse.com. This one has a little bit better background to that information. This one's cover design was by Ashley Wadison. Cover photographs by Walter Cooley. Something like that. Doesn't matter what language the words come from, I still have trouble with them. Andrea Rangel is a knitwear designer and teacher. She's the author of Rugged Knits by Interweave Press, and her patterns have been published in Interweave Knits, Knit Scene, Butland Tweeds, Wool People, Twist Collective. I'm having trouble with my words, folks. I apologize. Twist Collective and other publications, as well as independently. She lives on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. That's all praise. Nothing about her herself, except for that she does it again. Break the rules. Knit outside the lines. AlterKnit Stitch Dictionary takes an unexpected look at stranded colorwork. That's what these are both about. With 200 new motifs, these non-traditional colorwork charts are perfect for the creative knitter looking to break away from the ordinary. Derived from graphic design elements, These fresh motifs include everything from geometric mountains, waves, and spirals to mountain bikes, skulls, and sheep. Dive into stranded colorwork with confidence, with sections on choosing colors, working floats, reading charts, and more. Learn how stranded colorwork can be used in design with 5 accompanying projects, including mitts, cowls, sweaters. Plus, use your imagination to modify, deconstruct, and combine the unique motifs to create your own designs. Be inspired to break the rules. Use charts in creative ways with AlterKnit Stitch Dictionary. Andrea Rangel does it again. Andrea's fresh take on colorwork motifs is just the thing to inspire color play in your knitting. But what I love most is that she doesn't stop there. She goes to the extra mile in StitchOvation to chat about yarn choices and how it will impact your colorwork, including fiber content, yarn construction, and how the yarn was dyed. What a treasure! Andrea Mowry, knitwear designer, Drea Renee Knits. StitchOvation is helpful, clever, interesting, inspiring, and more. The clear and simple charts cover every category you could think of and many you would never have imagined. It's a fun and exciting book, a must have for every knitter's reference library. I can't wait to cast on. Susan B. Anderson, Barrett Woolco, knitter and author. Andrea's second book of knitting motifs is as charming as it is useful. The stitch patterns in StitchOvation are accessible, clear, and best of all, they have a sense of humor. A delightful addition to every colorwork knitter's library. Megan Fernandez, co-founder and creative director of Pom Pom Quarterly. From the elegant to the eccentric, from the simple to the silly, there is a motif here to inspire every knitter. Of course, you'll find a lovely array of nature-inspired designs, but it's not every Stitchionary that features rubber duckies or magic 8-balls. Needed a hat idea for your New York City friend? Look no further than the rat motif, rather. That makes more sense. Andrea also includes a wealth of practical tips to help knitters pick out the right yarn, master techniques, and even provides design inspiration. Patty Lyons, knitwear designer and author. Andrea Rangel's AlterKnit was what helped me get started in colorwork, and StitchOvation is what makes me love colorwork. The designs are fun and make you think of taking sweaters in an entirely new direction. Her writing and observations take the guesswork out of designs and make colorwork less scary and more exciting. Dana Williams Johnson, Yards of Happiness. Okay, so this one, AlterKnit Stitch Dictionary, say that 5 times fast, was copywritten 2017 by Andrea Rangel. The contents are an introduction, choosing yarns and colors, how to hold the yarn, floats, color dominance, how to read charts, swatching, steeks, tips for better colorwork, swatches, projects, using stitch motifs in projects and designs, Bikey Beanie, Deep Ocean Mittens, Helix Cow, Skull and Bones Pullover, Leaves and Water Cardigan, and then there's a section on abbreviations, and then swatches by stitch and row counts. That's an awesome section. Okay. And that section just has the name, the page number, the stitch count, and the row count. And yeah, it helps you to figure out if it can fit in your space that you have available for what you're working on. Very, very cool. Okay. Now, this book, StitchOvation, Stitch Dictionary by Andrea Rangel, was copywritten in 2023 by Andrea Rangel. There's the StitchOvation team, which includes Carrie Bogart, Allison Karleski, Levon Peters, Susan Moskwa, Sandy Rosner, Dory Lysott, Ashley Wadison, Sean Rangel, Walter Cooley, Marie Spinelli, Kim Saley, Amy Zubietti, Jennifer Galvez-Canton. So the chapter contents include an introduction, knitting in color, which includes choosing yarn for colorwork, yarn gallery, colorwork knitting tips. Chapter 2, the motifs and swatches. Chapter 3, patterns, designing projects with colorwork motifs, domed toque, nautilus fingerless mitts, midnight garden pullover. There's extras, which includes abbreviations, techniques, glossaries, and then chapter 5 is indexes, which includes stitch count, row count, motif A to Z, and subject. There's acknowledgements, and then about the author section. So, let me just double check something, because it has been a slight bit. So yeah, the stitch count index is so many stitches, plus so many stitches if necessary, and then the list of all those that fit that combination. And the page number you can find that motif on. Row count, same thing. So many rows plus so many more rows. So many rows in the repeat plus so many more rows equals what you're going to get for these set of patterns. And it's on XYZ page. So yeah, similar, but with the stitches and the rows separated as opposed to in the same chart and AlterKnit. Then the A to Z is just all the motifs in alphabetical order, and then the subject index is all the subjects that are in the book in alphabetical order. So yeah, these are the books that I have reviewed today. Some from my personal library, some from the authors, some from ARC teams. All are wonderful. So, yeah. And 6 books, 35 minutes. That's pretty good. Anyways, talk to you later. Thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, like, share, anything else that I can't remember right now, that would be wonderful. Thank you.